Well, we had some issues in week 2 and week 3 with some of the links not matching up to the correct assignments. Some of the assignment due dates and times weren't correct. I apologize. I've been double checking everything, working with IT as well as the Center for Online Learning just to make sure that this is not going to be a consistent issue throughout the rest of the course. We're almost halfway done though, and I wish I can say it gets easier. If we don't have any problems and if you spend a little bit of time each day working on assignments, it should minimize the stress and anxiety just a little bit. Now, I've been looking at your digital portfolios. These are looking good. I'm pleased with the quality and the layout so far. Some of you have already begun to work ahead and add a lot of material and content to your site. This is good because it's going to minimize some of the required work later on. And we'll have an update to check on your digital portfolio to see how they're coming along a little bit later. Now, as you spend some time adding content to your digital portfolio, be sure to consider the layout and organization of information, the connections to your social media, and remove any template-related information that doesn't need to be there. Think about some of the issues that you found with the website evaluation assignment, and be sure to avoid those issues and style your digital portfolio accordingly. Remember, this should be a representation and reflection of you and your professionalism. It should reflect not only what you do, but who you are. Your personality should come through in your digital portfolio, and you should look at this as more than just an assignment. It's an extension of you, personally and professionally. Have fun with it and be creative. Now, for a lot of you, there's a bit of a learning curve, but the more time you spend familiarizing yourself with how your platform works, the easier it's going to become. I also wanted to quickly mention a time issue with grading the assignments. We do have a fairly large class, and some assignments will take me a bit longer than others to grade, but be patient with me. I promise I will assess all the assignments and provide any feedback in a timely manner. Now, this week, take a second, listen to the Darwin's Dilemma podcast. This is part of a series, but I think it does do a good job addressing the evolution versus creation debate. I don't always agree with Hank Hanegraaff, but I think this is informative and can give you a firm biblical understanding of the debate. You'll need to create a program promotional video. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Your threaded discussion and blog post, and your reading connections assignment. Now, the workload for this week may seem a little light, but that's because you're expected to spend most of your time, and you should spend most of your time, creating your program promotional video. So let me give you some guidance on this. Your program promotional video, the emphasis is placed on program. It should not focus on you specifically as an individual or professional. It should be more of a representation of the entire program in which you are a part of, in which you're employed. And this could be a physical education program. And in your promotional video, you may want to address what the school is like, how many people are in your department, the backgrounds of those individuals, what are the school demographics, what kind of facilities do you use, what's the curriculum, what are some of the skills that you teach, what things can students do and learn in your program that they're not necessarily going to get somewhere else, what is it that you do for your students that's going to help them become physically literate. And if you're a coach, discuss your entire athletic program or your sport-related program. Identify where you coach. What are the expectations? What skills and abilities are you exposing your athletes to? What are some of the other qualities that you're teaching? Why should an athlete participate in your program rather than someone else's program? And what things will athletes be able to do as a result of your program? Do you emphasize academics as well as athletics? How, and how is that effective? So these are just some of the questions that you might want to address in your promotional video. Give this some attention because to get this done correctly and professionally, it should take you some time to complete. Think of this as an informative commercial about your program. The idea is to highlight some of the important offerings of your overall program. What does it offer students? What does it offer athletes or the clients that you serve? And what sets your program apart from others? Get started on this by just writing down some ideas and thoughts as to why you think your program is important. PE programs, athletic programs in a clinical setting, something else. There should be something that makes what you do beneficial for the students, athletes, or clients who take part in your program. Now, your video should demonstrate some quality in the production as well as the time it took you to develop it. The content needs to be more than simply sitting in front of a camera talking about your program. I mean, where's the excitement in that? Be creative, be engaging, capture your audience's attention, and share all the important and valuable information and things that your program offers. So don't simply set up your phone or camera and just sit there talking about it. there should be elements of a commercial production style video. That means different views, different images, text on the screen, effective transitions, good audio, maybe some background music. Be thoughtful when creating your video. After all, this is a technology class, so you should demonstrate your knowledge and use of some form of technology to convey this message. Now, if you are using your phone to record your video, and you can do that because some of these smartphone cameras are a lot better than video cameras, be sure to use the correct format. Record it in landscape mode. This is not a social media style post. This is a commercial that informs an audience about what your program does. You don't want this to look like it was recorded on the phone, so avoid using that portrait mode if you're using your camera to record. Now, you're also going to need to use some video editing software to get this done too. You'll need to set aside some time so you can learn about what video editing programs you have on your computer and how to use those. If you're using a Mac, iMovie works well. If you're using a Windows-based computer, Windows Movie Maker will be good for you. Both of these are standard and should already be installed on your system. You shouldn't need to purchase anything to get this done. And you should also have some familiarity with recording audio and editing from previous assignments, because that's going to be helpful when you record your audio for your program video. Now, you can also create a PowerPoint style video, which just uses still images and some transitions, and then you'll need to export that as a video file. But note on the assignment rubric, if you are doing this, there are only a certain amount of points maximum that you can receive, which is a lot lower than if you were to use video. But this is an option for you. Then the best way to get started with this is to just script something out. Write down what you want to highlight or what you want to emphasize about your program. That way you have a written guide to help you begin to create your video. After all your video has been recorded, you can then begin to edit it, making sure to adhere to that time limit requirement, which is going to be challenging for most people, trying to make sure you get everything that you want within the time frame, and then record your audio, maybe even adding some background music. Hopefully you can get an early start on this, because it will take you some time to complete, but I'm positive you can produce an engaging, informative, and professional looking video that represents your program. So be sure to read through the assignment guidelines and the assessment rubric for this assignment so you know what you're supposed to be doing and what the level of expectation is. So also, continue to work on your digital portfolio this week, adding content, removing unnecessary content, checking, correcting links, organizing what you have, and then take a second and look at the technology implementation project guidelines. This is your signature assignment for the class, and it's not due for a few weeks, but I do want you to familiarize yourself with what's going to be expected. The guidelines to this are included at the end of the syllabus. So as usual, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me, let me know, and hopefully we'll have a problem-free week with very few or no cloudy thoughts this week. Take care for now.